Hey, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, you can hear me. I'm streaming by phone and by Chromebook today on Facebook or Twitter. Uh, hey, everybody. It's November 27th. I'm just doing a quick live stream, maybe for the record, for posterity, if nothing else. So, there's a story going around right now. It's a lawsuit from a third party called No Labels, accusing the Democrats of all manner of very underhanded, dirty tricks. Um, and this has a very interesting linkage to our group and our struggle over the years. We've been fighting for bankruptcy, for the return of bankruptcy protection of student loans forever. And we have met with all sorts of dirty tricks along those lines. So keep that in mind. So Matt Taibbi, very good reporter. In fact, one of the quite rare reporters these days who's actually doing honest reporting, like actual journalism. He's done good stuff, including on the student loan story in the past. He broke a story about this lawsuit that No Labels is bringing against the Democrats for doing all sorts of dirty tricks. And we're a fiercely nonpartisan group. We can't stand the Democrats or the Republicans. But it's an interesting story. In that story, if you read the letter from No Labels to the Department of Justice that happened maybe a year or so, or maybe less than a year ago, recently. This is part of the ongoing case that's going on. This is just this is part of the discovery in this trial. You see that all sorts of tricks were played by the Democrats, hiring clowns to stand outside and parade around the neighborhood, and music in the morning in the neighborhoods to annoy the neighbors of the people who founded No Labels, fake websites for No Labels, all kinds of just dirtbag stuff, sleazeball type crap. Well, if you read the letter from No Labels to the Justice Department requesting an investigation, you'll see that they claim that someone named Melissa Byrne, claiming to be fighting for student loan borrowers and student loan cancellation. Let me just share my screen with you real quick. I'm going to bring you to Twitter quickly so you can see this for yourself. This Melissa Byrne did some very underhanded things about No Labels that was part of this effort. Well, here's why this is important to our thing. This very same Melissa Byrne went out of her way to start disparaging, opposing, fighting against the return of bankruptcy protections to student loans. It really pissed me off. If you were in the group and saw what she was doing, then maybe you remember it from a couple of years ago. This is when we had very critical bankruptcy legislation in Congress. So Melissa was maligning us and mocking us and going out of her way to disparage and kill our push for the return of bankruptcy rights to student loans. It was really despicable. And let me just go back to the original. Here you can see the complaint against her by the No Labels people. So yeah, she was doing things against these No Labels people who have nothing to do with student loans, by the way. I didn't see any sort of an agenda on the No Labels platform that even spoke about student loans. This was clearly she was being a partisan attack dog. So anyways, let me just go back to a couple years ago. This Melissa Byrne is just riding our ass and trolling us and doing all these things on Twitter. Well, we got curious, and apparently some other people got curious too. And it was found that Melissa, who at the time claimed that she wasn't working for anybody, she was working for no government, she wasn't being paid, she was just she wasn't being paid by anyone. Um, she was just a regular gal, just speaking her mind. An angry student loan activist, as grassroots as grassroots gets. And let me just show you another quick little shot here. She claimed she was just a salt of the earth gal, right? Just trying to fight for student loan borrowers. Well, it turned out that Melissa was actually on the payroll of the Democratic National Committee. And here you can see, that she was being paid. There was 14 results. I only caught 4 of them there, but these are $5,000 payments, monthly payments, even maybe bi-monthly payments, it looks like, possibly, to this Melissa Byrne person. And let me just quickly bring up her statement here. Somebody I don't know who this is, was asking her if she's being paid to do what she's doing. No, I don't get paid for any institutional. I never worked for the government, etc. Well, that turned out to be completely false. And by the way, it wasn't us who busted her on this. It was actually this guy, Eoin Higgins, and good for him. So this was a very dirty trick that this Melissa Byrne person was playing on us. We outed her very publicly, and she wound up like calling one of our members and like crying to her on the phone about how, oh, I didn't have any money and I needed money and this and that. And I have compassion. I'm a compassionate guy and stuff. But the damage that this chick did to student loan borrowers, millions, tens of millions of borrowers, this is not about her. This is about her harming tens of millions of people. It's fucking despicable. And, I kind of figured I didn't see her around after that. She left us alone. I don't know what she did, but now I do know what she did. I figured we would see this Melissa Byrne person pop up in some way, shape, or form in the future. It's these people who skulk around the corridors of power have a way of popping up here and there. And lo and behold, here we see Melissa Byrne doing exactly that. And let me if you go to Taibbi's Substack, so if you go to racket.news, you can see the story for yourself. And maybe I'll just screenshot that for you real quick. You can read more about the bigger context in which the story was written. Good on Matt Taibbi, by the way. I can't tell you guys how important it is to support honest, independent journalists that are still trying to do what journalists used to do, which is journalism. Matt's one of the good guys out there. So very interesting. He focuses on free speech and so on. He also focuses on politics as well. Very worthwhile subscription. I pay for very few subscriptions. I've had to cut down, but the $5 a month for Racket News is definitely worth it. Anyways, that's not a plug. I'm just saying, good on him and people like Glenn Greenwald, other journalists who are still doing journalism. It's just so important. I wish more journalists would be reporting on student loans. Like, we're the only group telling important truths, actual verifiable truths on student loans. None of the higher education reporters out there will report on it. Washington Post is garbage. Democracy dies at the Washington Post, I would say. But anyways, I digress. Let me just say, this Melissa Byrne chick is despicable. I hope this proof maybe sheds some light on all the nefarious things that the Democrats are doing. And guys, I hate the Republicans. I can't stand Donald Trump and the Republicans. They're disgusting. But I also can't stand the Democrats. And what we're seeing, the Democrats have got to rethink their whole thing right now. The Democrats have been captured by billionaires. I'm not going to go on too long, but it was Nancy Pelosi and her billionaire San Francisco limousine liberal backers who killed student loan cancellation. I know the Republicans took credit for it, but it was her public comments that gave the Supreme Court the political permission structure to rule against that politically safely. The Democrats have lost their way. You wonder why I ran for president this year. That's why, because I saw what the Democrats were doing. They completely turned against us. They're sicking attack dogs on us, and they're sicking attack dogs on No Label. I can't stand No Labels either, by the way. No Labels is basically the uniparty in my humble opinion, but nonetheless, the Democrats are playing a very dirty game, and it's hurting us, student loan borrowers, the people who they promised through 10 years, a decade of their Democratic Party platform, promising to return bankruptcy protections to student loans. Well, here they are sicking these little attack dogs on us, like Melissa Byrne. What are they doing? And they're losing elections now. Duh. So whether you're a Democrat or Republican, you're obviously very welcome in this group. As I said, we can't stand either party. But the Democrats have lost their way. And the Democrats need to stop. The Democrats get their money from these limousine liberal billionaires. They get their votes from us, the people. I think we've gotten to a point where the Democrats need to make a choice. Do they want outrageously obscene amounts of money? Or do they want votes from the people they're supposed to be fighting for? I don't think they can have both, guys. And the student loan example is a perfect example of that. Shame on the DNC. Shame beyond shame for this Melissa Byrne chick. She does not speak for student loan borrowers, by the way. And I will just the final point about Melissa is that her and other groups as well, they have gone out of their way to portray student loan, to make this a partisan issue. So they get all these blue-haired, no offense to people with blue hair, sort of liberal, stereotypical, liberal, progressive, nose ring, whatever, all the stereotypes for blue-haired liberal, young liberals. And they purposely foist them up and make them the face of student loan borrowers. They are not the face of student loan borrowers. This is not a partisan problem. 20% of the GOP base has student loans. That's true. Over half of student loan borrowers are either Republican or independent. So there's no good reason to be making this a partisan issue. And there's so much astroturf out there, particularly in the student loan universe. In fact, I would say student loan advocacy, like I'm the first student loan activist in the country. And apparently I'm one of the very only uncorrupted activists in the country. All the other groups they either are tied to the student loan industry directly, like the Debt Collective or Student Debt Crisis. They're like business partners with the debt collection industry, or they're these partisan party-funded fake attack dogs, like this Melissa Byrne person. They don't speak for student loan borrowers. Let me just say, the Republicans need to wake up, because we are 40 million people, and we are not blue-haired liberals, any of that thing. Some of us are, of course, but we're a very broad cross-section of the country. This bullshit that we're seeing with the DNC and their stupid, dirty tricks, them spending money on dirty tricks rather than fighting for their actual constituents, it's just beyond deplorable. And, the Democrats are in free fall right now. And so anything that I can do to cause good people within that party, and I know there are good people, to turn away from the dirty tricks, from the corruption, from the limousine liberal elite wing of the party. The limousine liberals that control the Democrats, certainly financially, they need to be left at the airport. And I hope you will share this with somebody you know and respect and like, who is part of the Democratic Party, who feels strongly about the future of the Democratic Party, because guys, this is not going to get better. You can't do what the Democrats did after 2016, which is pretend that their shitty policy, their shitty corrupted party was the reason for their loss. That's exactly what they're doing again here in 2024. They don't want to revisit their policy. Oh no, it's not. It's not the fact that we actually betrayed and abandoned student loan borrowers. No, can't be that. No, it is exactly that. So if you're worried at all about the future of the Democratic Party, you should spread this video to everywhere that you can. We need some sunlight on this dirty dog. And so I hope you'll help there. Okay, guys, I've gone on a little too long. Check out the article. It's interesting. I'll respond to any and all comments that you may have left soon on this. I will post some links to our Facebook crowd that I can't live stream directly to. But hang in there, guys. We're going to need you fighting with us. If you can donate, please do it, guys. We need 20 people to donate $20 this week. Just please help so I can shut up about it. This is the time to fight, guys. We are the pioneers. And we are not only the tip of the spear, we are the only spear, only uncorrupted spear. So keep that in mind. And buck up. There's strength in numbers. We can do this. I'll see you soon. Peace.